be the GOAT.
Transitions of power are never peaceful.
And show me.
Alright, man. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Phone Dead. I'm back again. So, jump straight into it. We finna talk about the movie Him. I know I don't usually do this where I talk about one specific film. I know my stuff is usually broader, but I just finished watching this the other day and I wanted to talk about it. So, I see everybody is dragging this movie. Every review, every comment section, it's all Him is trash. But after I finished watching it the other night, I just gotta ask, are people being too harsh on this film, maybe? Let's talk about it. So right now, Him is basically the internet's favorite punching bag. Critics are calling it boring, pointless, even embarrassing. And yeah, okay, I get it. This movie is not perfect by any means. The pacing drags. Some of the dialogue is laughable. And a few choices are, let's just say, questionable. But here's the thing, right? I don't believe it's the dumpster fire that people are making it out to be. There are actually moments in Him that work. The visuals, creepy in a way that sticks with you. Creepy. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't necessarily like scared throughout the movie, but I mean, I've seen way too many horror movies. It is very hard to actually scare me, you know? But some of the performances, way better than the reviews give it credit for. Like, honestly, if I didn't like the acting, I would tell you, I actually thought the performances were one of the best parts of this whole thing. Marlon Wayans, for the most part, I thought he did a pretty good job. There was some parts where it was just like, you could tell he's like acting, you know, like he's like trying a little too hard. Like some scenes where he would be like talking normal and he would be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like raise his voice and then come back down.
Does Cameron Cade want this? Yes, I want this. Then what are you willing to sacrifice? Everything together. People aren't.
It's like trying too hard to be like this crazy dude, I'm unhinged, like, but for the most part, I really felt like the performances were there. Tyreek Withers, which if you didn't know, bro used to be a football player, played for fucking FSU. That's kind of crazy. I just want to throw that in there. But honestly, I thought he did a pretty good job for the most part. That one scene, which was like towards the end of the film, I don't want to spoil it too much for you guys, but just when he was like crying about his dad and everything, I could feel the emotions there. Now there was some parts where I was like, I kind of wanted you to give me a little bit more. He could be a little bit monotone. For the most part, I think his performance was pretty good. All the, you know, like side characters, or like his brother, I thought was funny. Their relationship or whatever was cool. The relationship with the mom was cool. I thought they did a fairly decent job of establishing the relationship that Cameron Cade had with his father. You know, I mentioned the visuals. I think the visuals were tied for one of the strongest parts of the film. It's very like visually pleasing, you know, so I can say that. And the concept, you know, while messy, it is at least trying something different instead of just, you know what I'm saying, being another cookie cutter horror flick. So to me, the problem isn't that Him is the worst movie ever or whatever. It's just that it didn't live up to the hype. which, I mean, majority of films that have this much hype before ever releasing usually don't end up living up to the hype. But people expected the next big horror hit, and when it didn't deliver on that level, it instantly was thrown into the trash pile. Sometimes it's less about the movie itself and more about the expectations. So, is him a masterpiece? No. But is it terrible? Honestly, no. And to be real, anyone who says it is terrible, I think is just being a bit disingenuous and trying to get clicks and likes, you know? Because it really was not that bad. Like, it wasn't great, but it was not that bad. I think it's a flawed movie, but with some redeeming qualities that got buried under the weight of the internet backlash. You know, I call it mid, but mid with moments that actually hit. Look, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just one guy talking in my room, like everyone else who reviewed this film. But what do you think? You know, was him overhated, or was the internet justified in completely tearing it apart? Honestly, I don't really think so, but go ahead, drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm actually like pretty curious to know if anyone else feels the same way as I do. I feel like there's gotta be people out there who share the same sentiment, right? But anyway, I think that's all I got for y'all right now. I don't know. There's really not too much else to say. So, it's been Phone on Dead.
Deserves respect
Peace.
among all others.
Kim's training to get to that next level.
And this film begs the question,
To be a star, what are you willing to sacrifice?
sacrifice?